China's Chang'e-6 lunar probe has returned to Earth, bringing with it samples from the unexplored far side.
For centuries, the moon has fascinated people, inspiring myths, legends, and dreams of exploration. In the 20th century, the race to the moon became a key part of the rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. Now, decades later, China has stepped into the competition and made a discovery so incredible that it has left the United States completely shocked. Could it shift the balance of power on Earth? And what secrets does it uncover about our closest celestial neighbor? Join us as we explore the details of China's remarkable discovery. China's lunar exploration. Over the past 20 years, China's space program has grown at an incredible pace. What started as a few ambitious steps into orbit has now transformed into a powerful presence in space exploration. From sending its first astronauts into space to constructing a cutting-edge space station, China has continuously pushed the boundaries of what it can achieve. However, nothing has fascinated the world quite like China's missions to the moon. The country's lunar exploration efforts, known as the Chang'e program, named after the legendary moon goddess, have been groundbreaking. In 2019, China made history when Chang'e 4 became the first spacecraft ever to land on the far side of the moon, a part of the lunar surface that had never been explored up close. Then, in 2020, the Chang'e 5 mission accomplished another impressive feat by bringing back moon rocks, the first time in over 4 decades that lunar samples had been retrieved. But China isn't stopping there. The upcoming Chang'e 7 and Chang'e 8 missions are already in the works, with a much bigger goal in mind: establishing a permanent moon base by 2030. This is about more than just national pride. It's about securing China's place as a dominant force in space exploration. And now, with their latest discoveries on the moon, China may have just solidified its role as a leader in humanity's next great adventure beyond Earth. China's Chang'e 6 mission, a follow-up to the successful Chang'e 5, was launched with a bold goal: exploring the moon's south pole. This area has become a key focus for space research because scientists think it might have frozen water, an important resource for future moon missions. But what the mission found went far beyond what anyone expected. Using cutting-edge robotic tools and highly advanced scientific equipment, the Chang'e 6 probe carefully studied the moon's surface with incredible accuracy. As scientists examined the data, they made a shocking discovery: a completely new mineral buried beneath the surface. This strange substance, temporarily named changite, has features unlike anything seen before. Early studies suggest it could change our understanding of how planets form and even rewrite what we know about the moon's history. But that wasn't the only surprise. Along with this new mineral, scientists found strange disturbances in the moon's magnetic field. Until now, the moon was thought to be a lifeless world with no active geological processes like earthquakes or volcanoes. However, these unexpected magnetic signals suggest that the moon may have been much more active in the past than we ever thought. If confirmed, this would mean that our closest space neighbor has a far more complicated history, one that could change how we understand its connection to Earth and even the formation of our solar system. As if finding a new mineral and strange magnetic signals weren't enough, Chang'e 6 also made a huge breakthrough in the search for frozen water. Using extremely sensitive sensors, the probe detected areas with high hydrogen levels, a strong sign that ice is hidden beneath the surface. This discovery is game-changing. Water isn't just necessary for human survival, it can also be turned into fuel, making long-term space travel much more possible. Scientists have long believed that frozen water exists at the moon's south pole, but this is the strongest evidence yet. If collected and used, this discovery could make it possible for humans to live on the moon permanently, turning it into a base for deep space exploration. The Chang'e 6 mission has broken old ideas about the moon. Water ice on the moon isn't just a useful resource, it's a complete game-changer for space exploration. Instead of future missions hauling tons of water all the way from Earth, they could simply extract and use the ice already present on the moon. This would dramatically cut down on costs and eliminate many of the logistical headaches involved in space travel. But that's not all. If scientists and engineers find a way to efficiently turn this ice into drinking water, oxygen, and even rocket fuel, the moon could transform into a critical refueling station for deep space missions. This means that astronauts and spacecraft heading to Mars and beyond wouldn't have to rely solely on supplies from Earth. Instead, they could stop at the moon to restock, making interplanetary travel not just a dream, but a much more realistic possibility. But one thing is clear, this mission has changed space exploration forever. With frozen water, unknown minerals, and mysterious magnetic activity now confirmed, the moon is no longer just a dry, lifeless rock. It could be the key to humanity's future beyond Earth. So how is the United States responding to China's shocking discovery? Let's dive deeper and find out. United States and scientific community reactions. The recent discovery has sent shockwaves through the United States, particularly within NASA, which has been working tirelessly on its Artemis program, an ambitious mission to return humans to the moon and establish a long-term presence there. However, with China making rapid advancements in its own lunar program, the race to the moon has taken on a new sense of urgency. NASA's Artemis program was already on a tight schedule, aiming for a crewed lunar landing by the mid-2020. But now American officials are viewing the moon not just as a place for scientific exploration, but as a critical asset with enormous geopolitical and economic significance. The moon's vast reserves of resources, such as helium-3, which could revolutionize energy production, and rare earth metals, essential for advanced technology, have turned it into a potential goldmine. The competition for these resources has raised serious concerns within the US government about the possibility of China gaining the upper hand. One of the biggest fears is a so-called lunar land grab. While international agreements, like the Outer Space Treaty of 1967, state that no nation can claim ownership of the moon, these rules lack enforcement, leaving a gray area that some fear could be exploited. With China rapidly expanding its presence in space, the US is now under pressure to secure its own foothold before it's too late. This is more than just a scientific or economic rivalry. It's a modern-day space race with deep geopolitical stakes. During the Cold War, the US and the Soviet Union used space exploration as a way to showcase their technological and military power. Today, a similar battle is unfolding between the US and China, with both nations vying not just for prestige, but for control over the future of space. The implications go far beyond the moon itself. Space is increasingly being seen as the next frontier for national security, economic dominance, and technological superiority. To keep up with China's rapid advancements, the US and its allies are working to strengthen their cooperation in space exploration. One key initiative is the Artemis Accords, an international agreement designed to ensure peaceful and transparent collaboration on lunar exploration and beyond. As tensions rise, one thing is clear. The moon is no longer just a distant rock in space. It has become a battleground for the next great competition between superpowers, and the outcome could shape the future of humanity's expansion into the cosmos. China's recent discovery has sparked a mix of excitement and debate among scientists worldwide. Researchers everywhere are eager to examine the data and figure out what it means for our understanding of the moon and beyond. One of the most important parts of this discovery is the Chang mission, which has opened up new areas of research, especially in planetary geology and mineralogy. However, there are some concerns about how accessible the data will be. China has a history of keeping much of its space research secret, which has led to calls for more transparency and international cooperation. Many scientists believe that sharing data and resources is crucial for improving our knowledge of the moon and the rest of the solar system. At the same time, some researchers urge caution. Although the findings are certainly exciting, they warn against getting too carried away. The results need further study and peer review to verify their accuracy. The scientific method requires careful analysis, and it will take time to fully grasp what these discoveries really mean. China's breakthrough reminds us that despite decades of lunar exploration, the moon still holds many mysteries that we have yet to unravel. As countries around the world focus their attention on the moon, we are entering a new era of space exploration. This era promises to reveal some of the moon's most guarded secrets. For humanity, the moon is not just a destination. It's a stepping stone to the stars, a testing ground for the technologies and strategies that will eventually take us to Mars and beyond. Why are these powerful countries competing to take dominance of the moon? Let's explore. Competition to control moon resources. China's discovery of the moon is about much more than scientific curiosity. It holds the potential for a massive economic breakthrough. The moon's resources like rare earth metals, helium-3, and water ice could soon be among the most valuable assets on Earth. Helium-3, for instance, has been hailed as a possible fuel for nuclear fusion, a groundbreaking technology that could change the way we produce energy by offering an almost endless supply of clean power. Just 1 ton of helium-3 could theoretically provide enough energy to power an entire country for a whole year. With China taking the lead in lunar exploration, there's a strong chance they could dominate the market for these valuable resources. This would not only give China a huge economic edge, but also a strategic advantage. Controlling the moon's resources could completely transform global energy markets, shifting the balance of power in China's favor. Countries like the United States, Europe, and others are fully aware of the high stakes, and this has led to what some are calling a new space race. But this time, the competition isn't just about planting flags, it's about who will control the moon's vast, untapped wealth. If China manages to establish the first permanent base on the moon, it could gain a significant head start in extracting these valuable resources, essentially monopolizing a crucial part of humanity's future in space. Imagine a future where the moon isn't just a lifeless rock in the sky, but a booming economic hub worth trillions of dollars. That might sound like science fiction, but experts believe this could become a reality in the coming decades. The potential is enormous, spanning industries like resource mining, infrastructure development, and even space-based manufacturing. One of the most valuable aspects of a lunar economy is resource extraction. The moon is believed to hold vast amounts of valuable materials, including rare minerals and possibly even water ice, which could be converted into fuel for space travel. But mining is just the beginning. To sustain a growing lunar presence, humanity would need to build essential infrastructure, permanent habitats, power systems, and transportation networks. These developments could lead to the creation of entire industries centered around space living and lunar logistics. Perhaps one of the most exciting possibilities is space manufacturing. Instead of launching massive satellites or telescopes from Earth, we could build them directly on the moon, where lower gravity makes construction easier and far cheaper. This could revolutionize space exploration, cutting down costs while opening up new opportunities for scientific discovery and commercial ventures. Adding even more intrigue to the lunar economy is China's recent discovery of a mysterious mineral, chang'e. Unlike anything found on Earth, this mineral could have unique industrial or scientific applications, making it a potential game changer. If it proves valuable, China could establish itself as a dominant force in lunar resource extraction and space innovation. But the moon's importance extends far beyond just mining and industry. It could serve as a stepping stone to the rest of the solar system. A lunar base could act as a launch site for missions to Mars and beyond, significantly reducing the fuel and energy required to leave Earth's gravity. In this way, the moon isn't just a final destination, it's the first step toward a future where humans expand far beyond our home planet. The lunar economy isn't a distant dream, it's a rapidly approaching reality. And those who recognize its potential early on could help shape the next great era of space exploration. The moon's importance, South Pole. China's growing interest in the moon's South Pole is no coincidence. This region is believed to be one of the most valuable parts of the lunar surface, primarily because of its vast reserves of water ice hidden within craters that never see sunlight. But this ice is far more than just frozen water. It holds the key to the future of space exploration. Water ice on the moon is a game changer. It can be melted into drinking water for astronauts, split into oxygen for breathable air, and even converted into hydrogen and oxygen to create rocket fuel. This means that future lunar bases could become self-sustaining, reducing the need for costly resupply missions from Earth. More importantly, a refueling station on the moon could serve as a launch point for missions deeper into space, making Mars and beyond more accessible than ever before. Recognizing the South Pole's strategic importance, many nations and companies are rushing to stake their claim. NASA's Artemis program, for example, plans to establish a permanent base there by the end of the decade. The European Space Agency and private space giants like SpaceX are also setting their sights on this region, seeing it as the gateway to the next era of space exploration. China's discovery of large amounts of water ice in this area has further intensified the competition. If China secures a strong presence in this region, it could gain a major advantage in the race to dominate lunar exploration. While national space agencies have been leading the charge, private companies are becoming equally important players in the lunar gold rush. SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Astrobotic are developing advanced spacecraft and landers that could completely transform how we access and use the moon. SpaceX, led by Elon Musk, is working on its Starship rocket, a fully reusable spacecraft designed to transport people and cargo to the moon and beyond. Blue Origin, founded by Jeff Bezos, is developing a lunar lander called Blue Moon, designed to support long-term human settlement on the lunar surface. Astrobotic, a Pittsburgh-based company, is focused on delivering equipment, experiments, and even robotic rovers to the moon for NASA and other clients. These companies aren't just supporting government space programs, they're also competing with them. The moon is being seen as a new frontier for business, offering opportunities to mine resources, build habitats, and even establish tourism. As more private companies enter the race, the landscape of space exploration is shifting rapidly, creating both exciting possibilities and new challenges. While the idea of humans expanding into space is thrilling, it also brings up difficult ethical questions. There are no clear answers yet, but as nations and companies compete for lunar dominance, these questions will become more urgent. The decisions made in the coming years could shape not just the future of lunar exploration, but humanity's entire approach to space. But who has the right to claim and use the moon's resources? Should it be mined for profit or preserved as a shared treasure for all of humanity? Let's take a closer look. The Outer Space Treaty of 1967. In 1967, the Outer Space Treaty was signed by over 100 countries, declaring that the moon and other celestial bodies belong to all of humanity. No nation can claim ownership over the moon, and space exploration must benefit everyone on Earth. However, the treaty leaves many important questions unanswered, especially regarding resource extraction and private ownership. This legal gray area has sparked growing concerns. Without clear international rules, countries and corporations might rush to stake their claims, leading to a Wild West situation in space. Instead of fostering global cooperation, the moon could become a battleground for competing interests. There are also environmental concerns. While the moon appears barren, its surface is delicate. Mining operations could stir up harmful lunar dust, which might pose risks to future missions and scientific research. As humanity prepares for a new era of space exploration, we must find a balance between ambition and responsibility, ensuring that the moon remains preserved for future generations. Beyond its economic and strategic potential, the moon is a treasure trove of scientific discoveries. Recent findings from China's lunar missions have reminded us how much we still have to learn about our closest celestial neighbor. One of the biggest mysteries involves the moon's magnetic field. Scientists once believed that only larger planets like Earth had magnetic dynamos, yet evidence suggests that the moon may have had one in the distant past. Understanding this could reshape our theories about how the moon formed and evolved over billions of years. Then there's the discovery of unique lunar minerals, such as the newly identified mineral Chang, which may hold clues about the moon's geological history. By analyzing its composition, researchers hope to uncover more about the moon's violent past and its connection to Earth. Another fascinating puzzle is the presence of water ice. Understanding the origin and distribution of this ice is critical, not just for scientific curiosity, but for future space missions. Water could be used for drinking, producing oxygen, and even making rocket fuel, making it a key resource for a long-term human presence on the moon. For centuries, the moon has inspired myths, art, and scientific breakthroughs. It has been a symbol of mystery and a reminder of humanity's endless curiosity. As we prepare to return to the lunar surface, we are not just exploring space, we are testing the limits of human innovation and collaboration. The moon challenges us to think beyond national borders, to explore responsibly, and to ensure that the benefits of space exploration are shared by all. Humanity stands at the beginning of a new space age. The moon is no longer just a distant rock in the sky. It is a gateway to the cosmos, a platform for technological innovation, and a potential stepping stone to Mars and beyond. What do you think about China's latest moon discovery that has shocked the US? Let us know your opinion in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe.